when you read that chapter, in Luke, when it say when the husbandman let down his vineyard, right? But what it do? When it say he sent his son to reap together, right? When he sent his son, what did they do? He said he sent his message, his servant, right? What did they do? They killed the servants, right? He said, okay, I'm gonna send my son. Sure, they'll reverence him. Right. They killed the son, right? So what the father gonna do? Y'all killed my son. I sent my servants, y'all killed him. I'm gonna send my son down there. Y'all killed him. So what the father gonna do? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Good. Yeah, bring it out. Yep. To make that point, going with that, how they tell you in Psalm 19 and 7, they said the Lord make it wise and simple, man. We ain't simple no more, man. But the beautiful thing is the Lord gave us the scriptures in simplicity, man. Read that.
2 Corinthians 2 and 12. Furthermore, when I came to Taurus to preach Hamashiach's gospel.
I'm sorry, 2 Corinthians 11, what is it, 3? 2 Corinthians 11 and 3.
11 and 3.
Yep. 2 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve, through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity.
From the simplicity, go ahead.
That is in Hamashiach.
See? So who beguiled her? Who beguiled Eve? The so-called white man. The same very one she going to talk about how was the devil the white man? That's always Jake, like you said, always trying to say the so-called white man. Always.
That's how they start off.
And he can't get salvation, man. He sold his birthright for some raw meat. That's why they eat their steaks raw today. That's why the scripture says in Ezekiel 35, they love to drink blood, man. Blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood. Right? One more time that verse out, Salaki.
God, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety.
And that's why she bugged out right now, man. Because she's still following the serpent's juice, man. You got it?
So your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach.
Like the scriptures say that the Lord gonna be a stumbling block to our people, man. Hey, get somebody hold on First Peter 2. We're gonna start at verse 6. This Isaiah 8 and 13. Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread, and he shall be for a sanctuary. Now I tell you in Ezekiel 11:16, the Lord gonna be a little sanctuary, man, to where we scattered at the four corners of the earth. A little sanctuary. There's a little bit here in Orlando, it's a little bit in Miami, it's a little bit in South Carolina, it's a little bit in New York, it's a little bit in Barbados. It's a little sanctuaries in each of these places, man. It reads, Isaiah 8 and 14, and he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both houses of Israel, and for a gin, and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken. Isaiah 13, Isaiah 8 and 15, it reads, and many among them between the house of Israel, he said he gonna be a stumbling block. It said he shall be for a sanctuary for the hopeful elect, but for a stone of stumbling and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many among them shall stumble. Somebody get Isaiah 28 and 9. And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and taken. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples. So it's going to be many that's going to be broken by the words of the Lord, man. You got the 1 Peter 2?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 16.
The Lord is a stumbling block, man. You got it.
1 Peter 2 and 16.
2 and 6.
6, like.
It says, wherefore also it is contained in the scripture.
Right.
Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone.
Right.
Elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Right.
Unto you, therefore, which believe he
Hold on, it says Salakia. It said they shall never, he that believe on the Lord shall never be confounded. Ain't nobody finna come up here and confound us with nothing, man. We dealing with the Yahweh Shema Shai, man. They tell you in Psalm 44:8, we boast in the Lord, man, not ourselves. We telling you, thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
Unto you, therefore, which believe he is precious.
Right.
But unto them which be disobedient.
You see? To them that believe he is precious. What it said in Malachi 3, it said those that delight in his appearing, man. Go ahead.
The stone which the builders disallowed.
Right.
The same is made the head of the cornerstone.
Hey, and this stone is powerful, man. We talking about the powerful stone on the planet, man. Go ahead.
And the stone of stumbling.
Right.
And a rock of offense.
What I just read in Isaiah 3. Go ahead.
Even to them which stumble at the word. It said, even to them which stumble at the word.
Right.
Being disobedient.
Being disobedient, what?
Whereunto also they are appointed.
They was appointed. She was appointed to come up here and get marked and walk off worse than she came. Thus saith the Lord, well, he gonna steal instruction tonight when she go to sleep, which is possible. Job 33:14. You got that? Go ahead, you got it.
It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 8.
Yep.
He therefore that despiseth not man, but Yahweh Shema Shai, who hath also given unto us his Holy Spirit.
Right. Hey, and that goes into the proper understanding. You got to understand what's driving brothers to go out consistently, week in and week out, to do videos consistently. It's not the flesh.
Man.
It's not nothing of us.
Right.
If you ask brothers what they would have did 10 years ago, not reading the Bible in the corner, that's definitely not it. This is the spirit. This is all of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. That's driving brothers to speak the way they speak, to act the way they act, to conduct themselves the way they conduct themselves. It's all the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right. And she said something earlier about how you were saying, you was telling her, can the spirit pick up the gun? She was like, well, I don't believe the spirit is doing that, this, that, and the third. The spirit is what's driving us, man. What animates your flesh? Spirit. Duh. Come on, man. It's common knowledge. The spirit animates your flesh. And the spirit is given from who? The Heavenly Father through his only begotten Son. Right. We on borrowed time, man. This ain't our spirit. Right. We got to do what this spirit, what the Lord designated for this spirit to do, which is to what? Do his work, do his will, man.
And they say that in 1 Corinthians 3, 16 and 17, 1 Corinthians 6. They said, man, we were bought with a price. They said, glorify the Lord in your body, man. And he said, his spirit is in us, man. This is the tabernacle of David that's being built, Lord willing. We be part of those men, man. You got that, you got it.
Isaiah 28:9.
Yep.
Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
That's the whole thing, man. It say, who shall he teach knowledge and who shall he make to understand doctrine, man? The Lord got him, hey, you're going to be made to get this, man. This ain't something you could just go to a theological seminary and sit down, pay for it, and come out talking about you found Jesus. No, the Lord said you can't find him, man. He got to pick you. Right. One more, you got it.
It's John chapter 15 and verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain. Right. That whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you.
And they tell you that in Romans 10, man. It said, how shall they be sent? How shall they preach except they be sent, man? Right.
That's another precept that cuts free will.
Right.
Because it's all predestinated.
Right.
You know?
I had put that Proverbs 16:1 up. When they say the preparation of the heart and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord, man. Yeah. How you gonna get around that talking about you got free will if it say the preparation of the heart and the tongue and the mouth, the word of the tongue is from the Lord, man? No matter what you say, what you do, the Lord, man. You got it.
Back in Isaiah 28:9, whom shall he teach knowledge?
Right.
And whom shall he make to understand
doctrine?
Whom
shall he make to understand, man? And the brother was drilling her before I got here, man. You can't make this up. Go ahead.
I got a quick one.
You got it.
In 1 Corinthians 3:7. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 3:7. So then neither is he that planteth anything,
right,
neither he that watereth, but the Most High that giveth the increase.
Right, man. It's the Lord, man. He got to make, hey, The Lord making us get this, man. Like the brother said, we would have been trying to be rappers, make it to the NBA, man. Or trying to do something else. Dope boys, man. Trying to be the best cooker on the block. We was somewhere else, man. The Lord say, nope, hit him on the head. Nope, hit her on the head. Bring him and her this way. Hit him on the head right there. He grab him. He about to, yeah. He that nigga finna die in about 5 minutes. Pull him back. You got it.
He a little slow.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go get him. He a little slow. There's Isaiah 43:8. Bring forth the blind people that have eyes,
right, and
the deaf that have ears.
And she came up with glasses on, man.
Right.
Couldn't see nothing, man.
Big bifocals too.
Big bifocals, man. And she studied. And how you got glasses? Hey, she got glasses. She like this on the phone. You got it.
No.
Yeah, that was it.
So back in Isaiah 28:9, whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Go ahead.
For precept must be upon precept.
Now I was just reading in Isaiah 8. The Lord said He's gonna be a snare, a gin to the whole house of Israel, to the both houses, man. 2/3, man. They're not meant to get this. Their lot is to be wicked. It tell you in Sirach 17 and 18, the Lord nourished us with discipline, man. 2/3 are being nourished with folly and wrath, man. You got it.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line.
Right.
Here a little and there a little.
Go ahead.
For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people.
Right.
To this people, Slakia.
And there's a beautiful point on that. They're talking about brothers come in from all 12 tribes, man. And the one brother that teach with Elder Manapazakbar, man, he got stammering lips, man. Okay? Brothers read slow sometimes. Go ahead.
To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest.
This is the rest right here, man. This is it, man. But what? Go ahead.
And this is the refreshing.
Right? But what?
Yet they will not hear.
Yet they will not hear. This is it, man. Go ahead.
But the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept.
Go ahead.
Precept upon
what we
precept.
just doing to the chick. Precept upon precept. Go ahead.
Line upon line.
Right. We were going from the Old to the New Testament. Go ahead.
Line upon line.
Yep.
Here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward.
And what?
And be broken.
And be broken. Go ahead.
And snared.
And snared.
And taken.
That's what it just said right here in Isaiah 3, man. Isaiah chapter 8, man. The Lord's going to be a gin and a trap to him, man. Yeah, that was it. Now read that.
This is the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 33. As it is written.
As it is written. We read it. Read in Isaiah 8, Isaiah 28. Right? Go ahead.
Behold, I lay in Zion.
In Zion.
In Zion. A stumbling stone.
A stumbling stone. Yahushua is that same stone that was cut out with our hands. It's that same stone that Matthew that say, he shall grind you to powder, man. It say anybody that fall over it shall be wounded, but if it fall on you, it's going to grind you to powder. That's that stone in Daniel's too, man. That was cut out with our hands. One more time.
As it is written, behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone,
right,
and rock of offense.
Go ahead.
And whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.
You see, the Lord is a stumbling stone, man. Either you're going to get it or you're going to stumble and fall over, and you ain't going to get back up, man. They tell you in Matthew, let me read, you got it.
So Psalms chapter 69 and verse 22. Let their table become a snare before them.
Oh, get Isaiah 28:7.
And that which should have been for their welfare,
right,
let it become a trap.
Our people run to the so-called white man for welfare benefits, man, right? Section 8, HUD, Habitat Housing, Social Security, Disability, whatever it is. Well, our real welfare benefits is this word, man. Job said, hey, I esteem the words of his mouth more than my necessary food, man. In Job 23:12. This is it, man. Yahushua said it. Matthew 4:4. A man should not live off bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Lord, man. So when they don't get it, listen. Thus saith the Lord, man. You got it.
Hey, and we just seen a living example of
of
the table the thing that was meant for their good becoming a snare unto them.
Becoming a snare, man.
We just seen that in living color.
Hey, and King David prayed that for 2/3 of Jake, man. He prayed to the Lord, hey, let this be a continual prophecy, man.
And they think they're wrestling against men. You ultimately wrestling against the counsel of the Heavenly Father. And that happens over and over. That's why 2/3 they're gonna have to get the Lord gonna get rid of. They're gonna have to learn this through death by pain. Because ultimately, every time the Lord sent the prophets, they made mockery.
Right.
And it always took the judgment for them to understand it, man.
And I want to add this point, right? In Psalms, dealing with the stumbling stone, in Psalm 91 and 12, right? It talks about when the judgment happens, the elect they're gonna be covered. This Psalm 91 and 12, it reads, they say, they shall bear thee up, the angel, let me read 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. This is when Jacob's trouble out here, man. Right? Verse 12, it reads, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against the stone. What that mean? You've been coming against your house shot the whole time. You ain't finna get no salvation, man. Because you've been kicking your foot against this same stone, man.
And if I may add, they also put another curse upon themselves. Your house was about to get crucified.
Right. Let his blood be on us and our children.
And our children. So, hey, those are those same Israelites coming back. They got to receive their judgment.
Right. Man, the Lord said it, and Yahweh said it in Matthew 23. If you can get that for me, Ricardo. He said, Matthew 23, he said, they say, if we had been back in the ancient time, we wouldn't have killed the prophet. Yahweh said, you testify yourself.
Yeah.
You are those people.
You wonder why Jake getting choked out in the subway station.
Right. Right. What ran old girl down and put them hands on her, man. Up there in the subway. What was it, New York? The one that was 3 months ago? I don't know, I seen he chased her down.
Oh, yes.
Beat the brakes off her, man.
I ain't see that one.
And she tell me, I'm innocent. I was in the sex. Boy, I was trying to listen. The Lord put you in that, man. You was getting talked to and fro? Huh? Yeah, you like riding the car carousel anyway. Right?
Malcolm would say it's going to carousel going to ride you.
Right.
And even if you are innocent in this life, what did you do in your past life? You might be innocent in this life. You might be.
No.
You're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to be nice, but
That's the difference between, the 2/3 and the elect. Because us brothers that are in this truth, like it says in Micah 7 and 9, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. We've acknowledged that we fucked up. She still to this point was like, I ain't did nothing bad. Right?
She said that.
you know what the problem with Jake is? Jake, they think just because they go to church on Sunday and they might give some money to the homeless, or they ain't in their eyes I'm innocent.
Hey, making that point you just made. Lamentations 3:39. Wherefore do a living man complain, a man for the punishment of his sins? We don't got no room, man. We don't got no room to complain, man.
Because what Jake do is they write a blank check of righteousness, and they make their own rules as they go. And they think that at the end of this, they're going to be able to turn it into the Lord and it's going to be accepted.
Yes.
That's why scriptures say, every day the Lord's judgments come to light, but the unjust knoweth no shame. We got put on the other side of the earth in captivity, burned, hung, all of this, and Jake still don't understand.
Castrated.
Jake still refused to return to Yahweh by Shemel.
Well, bro.
So what it's going to take?
Death by pain. Hey, he said, let that which have been for your welfare, man. Let it become the Lord says in Psalms 68 and 19, he daily loadeth us with benefits, man. Your real welfare benefits is this, man. You got it out, you read that.
And because we go into that a lot. These same Jakes is the same ones who was in garments in the ancient world.
Right.
Who would be in the temple of the Lord by day and in them groves by night.
Yep.
Who always wanted to go off. They was just amongst Jake. So they was playing a part.
Right.
But they really wanted to be what they is now.
Well, they said the Lord sealed us now.
Yeah.
The Lord have forsaken the earth.
Esau put a battery in their back to be who they always wanted to be anyway. When Solomon said he found no righteous women, that means they wanted to be city girls in garments.
Yeah.
They was in garments, they wanted to be city girls. They just ain't want to take that stone shower. It just was too risky.
Yeah.
But now Esau done gave them license to be who they always wanted to be, man.
Right.
They always wanted to be this.
That's what Satan, that's what the spirit of demon, that's what Esau eat them. And that's what I want to get that Genesis 3, because Satan got a physical seed on earth, man, that's his counterparts, man. And what their job is to amplify, to amp up that demon, that lust in you, man. That's what they do. They give you free reign, right, to lust, to amp up your lust, man. Read that, you got
This like This like a golden corral. Esau like the golden corral of wickedness.
Buffet.
You got a buffet. You just get your tray and you just go. You go to all these different sections. Whatever what type of wickedness you want to get into. Maybe you don't like the string bean wickedness. Maybe you like the mac and cheese wickedness.
Right.
So Esau give you this illusion of choice, but it's all wickedness, just a different color. It's all a different shade of wickedness. But Jake think because they think that they can write their own rules. Well, I don't commit adultery, or I commit adultery, but I don't kill people.
Right.
So I must be good in my own eyes. But the Lord's not going to accept what you accept as righteous.
I got a quick precept for you.
Yup, you got it.
So addition to Esther chapter 5 and verse 8. Nevertheless, it satisfieth them not that we are in bitter captivity.
Wait, look at us. Look at us as a people, man. Look at us as a people, and this wasn't enough for Jake. This shit we dealing with every day. The regular shit we gotta deal with under Esau ain't enough for Jake, man.
Read it one time, Mark.
Addition to Esther chapter 5. Addition to Esther chapter 5 verse 8. Nevertheless, it satisfieth them not that we are in bitter captivity, but they have stricken hands with their idols, that they will abolish the thing that thou with thy mouth has ordained.
So the same shit that got us put in captivity, Jake is all gas, no brakes, doing donuts in the rental. We all on the other side of the earth, man. This wasn't enough. And it wasn't. So the Lord gonna increase judgment. The same shell, they got no other choice. Yahweh Shah was the last lifeline. You don't take that, it's over.
Right.
That they will abolish the thing that thou with thy mouth has ordained, and destroy thine inheritance, and stop the mouth of them that praise thee, and quench the glory of thy house and of thine altar, and open the mouths of the heathen to set forth the praises of the idols, and to magnify a fleshly king forever. O Lord, give not thy scepter unto them that be nothing, and let them not laugh at our fall, but turn their device upon themselves, and make him an example that begun this against us.
Hey, it's heavy. Because the Lord told the apostles in Acts 1, he said, man, y'all gotta prophesy on the other side of the world, man.
Yeah.
Hey, they ain't know they was gonna be over here.
Hey, when the Lord said he's gonna put us into captivity on ships.
Right.
You think what was the average ship look like when the Lord said he's gonna put us into captivity on ships?
John boat.
Hey, you know how wicked Jake is, he ain't gonna. Now like how he gonna put us all on the, and he did it.
So
Not like
Lord,
this.
when the Lord told him that, the other side to the furthermost part of the world, how we gonna get there, Lord? Hey, it wasn't for him to know at that time.
Yeah.
That's why he said, I'm gonna give you the Holy Spirit. Just go do the work right now. Just what about right now? Hey, because hundreds of years later, we're back again.
I bet you was back there. Hey, you false
Of course you was.
Yeah.
Read that top one more time.
Yeah, what was that demon that was following the apostle? It's Matthew.
Legion? No, not Legion.
It was that woman. She was following the apostle.
Oh, yeah,
False
come.
prophet. This is Matthew 23 and verse 20. This is the one you want?
No, the one you just read in Esther.
This in the Esther chapter 5, verse 8. Nevertheless, it satisfieth them not that we are in bitter captivity.
That's the point I want. This is a bitter captivity. America mean what? Bitter. Hey, matter of fact, get Habakkuk 1 and 6. This is Jeremiah 5 and 3. Oh, Yahweh, are not thy eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. We in bitter captivity, and they ain't grieving. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. And this our people, man. 2/3, man. In bitter captivity, and this ain't enough. So when is it gonna be enough? Father, forgive me. Let me get my spirit back, man. The Lord said we are in loner bodies, man. And in Jeremiah and James 4, it say that our life just appear for a little time, man, and then vanisheth away. So while the Lord gave you this spirit, you better use it. Because if you're using your spirit to smoke weed, to go to the club, to commit adultery, to party, the Lord gonna kill you while you partying, man. It's gonna be one day, what was that, Ecclesiastes 9 and 12? It said your life gonna be taken like fish in a net, man. You're gonna be having a good time. Oh, I'm just at a family picnic. And you're gonna die, man, right there, man.
You guys. Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 6.
Go into the word bitter, man. We in bitter captivity. You got it.
For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation.
That bitter and hasty nation, man. Go ahead.
Which shall march through the breadth of the land and possess the dwelling places that are not there.
What Esau do? He possessed the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, which is not his. Right?
Right.
The Americas, which was not his. Go ahead.
It says, they are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves.
That's the so-called white man. That was the point. This bitter and hasty nation, man. And you got Jake trying to defend these bastards, man. Hey, and in Psalms 8 and 9 and 14, the Lord say, let me read it. It's a Psalms 8 and 9 and 14, and it reads, justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face. The habitation of the Lord's throne is justice and judgment. And y'all was reading earlier, the brother read in 1 Kings. Well, tell her to go to one of 2 Corinthians 18, the same thing. 2 Chronicles 18 said the same thing in that king about the host of the heaven on the right hand of the Lord and the left, man. It say justice and judgment, because you were just saying this earlier. The Lord don't do wickedness, man. What we consider, man, before we came into the truth, man, that was effed up. No, it wasn't.
Right.
That was right on time.
Right.
The brother say this all the time, man. For your life to keep going, day in and day out, the Lord make things go right, man.
Yeah.
For you to lose your life, bullet, car accident, on a job, it had to go right. Nothing went wrong, man. Because justice and judgment is the habitation of Yahweh's throne, man. Okay? It said every morning.
Right.
Y'all
You
got it.
remember that game Hitman?
Yeah, I love Hitman.
Every
That was
day.
my game, bro.
Every day. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect missions.
Yeah.
Missions complete.
What?
Somebody
That was my
woke
game,
up,
bro.
they had Lucky Charms, they got in their car, they were 5 minutes late, they
Yeah.
like, man, they thinking about how boss man gonna be mad. No, you 5 minutes late because it's time to go home.
Right.
And we ain't talking about the crib.
That was my game.
A lot of things gotta go right for you to live and die, man. And that's supposed to make people fear the Lord. All these judgments that happen day in and day out is supposed to make people consider their ways, man. That's why we have public executions.
Right.
You ain't just throwing them in a corner in the cut. It's just 3 of y'all. Nah, the whole city got to get involved with this one. It's a real parade in the city. Yeah, the Lord throwing stones, and everybody see that. And that, what does that do? That makes you consider. Like, that's why when Solomon said there was no righteous women in Israel in our peace, in our glory.
Right.
The closest thing we ever got to glory.
Right.
That lets you know that they wanted to be wicked, but the consequences wasn't worth whatever
Too
they thought they
risky.
would. Yeah. They just saw
risky.
such and such get stoned on a Tuesday,
Right.
before the new moon. So when they thought about doing something, they remembered old Keisha.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Keisha and Jake got caught up, and they both had that real parade.
Hey, you remember when you read in Numbers, it said the guy that picked up the sticks on the Sabbath, right? Hey, when you read that, it say those that saw him pick up the sticks, they had to pick up a stone, man. If you saw it, you was the eyewitness, you gotta take part in it, man. You got it? Go ahead.
What verse?
Deuteronomy 13 and 1.
Deuteronomy 13 and 1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and give thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods,
Right.
which thou hast not known.
So he gave you some simple sign, and it made it happen. That made him look like he was that prophet of the Lord. Go ahead, read it one more time.
And the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods,
Right.
which thou hast not known.
Right, because a broken clock may be right twice, right? You got a month prognosticator, right? Go ahead.
Like Esau and his baby blood drinkers,
Right.
man.
Right.
They think that the Lord gave you this power.
Right, he gave you ain't got to drink no blood. You never had to drink blood.
But that's why the Lord said, what? Stand out with your enchantments.
Yeah.
Because ultimately the Lord is in control of both sides, man.
Right.
The Lord give the power, he gave it for a moment. But that's why we worship the source. We don't worship these byproducts. You got Esau and them, they worship demons and shit, man. We deal with the source. Lord, will we be a part of that?
He said he gonna tool the delusion, man. The Lord know who's righteous and who's wicked. You got it up.
And the sign or the wonder come to pass whereof he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods,
Right.
which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet,
Right.
or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your power proveth you, to know whether ye love the Lord your power with all your heart and with all your soul.
Right.
You shall walk after the Lord your power, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice. And ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death,
Right. Go ahead.
because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your power.
What happened to my Lucifer queen in Jeremiah 23? I have dreamed, I have dreamed. What did the Lord say in Jeremiah 23? He caused my people to forget my name, man. Go ahead.
Which brought you out of the land of Egypt,
Right.
and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy power commanded thee to walk in. So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee.
Go ahead.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother,
Listen, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, go ahead.
or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul,
Right, which is the Israelite. Go ahead.
entice thee secretly,
Go ahead.
saying, Let us go and serve other gods.
Man, check this out, brother. I was watching Moab and them, man. It's popping over there. One more time with
No,
that.
Jake, don't tell nobody.
Don't tell him. That's why I say if he enticed thee secretly. Brother, I'm telling you, brother.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
he's going down over there, man.
Right.
One more time.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend,
If I may say this, the reason why they had enticed him secretly, because like brother said, they knew the consequences of doing these things.
Right.
So they'll have to go behind, because they knew if he was getting caught doing that shit, it was rocks coming
Sitting
out
behind
the head.
one tree eating swine
You
flesh,
know
man.
what kind of demon you gotta be,
Yeah, bro.
knowing you could get yourself stoned.
Yeah, man.
Like, you think about Jake in the ancient world committing adultery, like, bro, do you know what kind of evil you had to, what type of wicked you had to be? Knowing somebody got stoned a week ago.
Right.
Like, that's why we over here. The Lord had to give us a factory reset, because Jake was going the fuck off, man.
Jake was preparing to sacrifice before they even committed the
before they
sin.
committed sin.
That's why the Lord said, "I do away
he
with your
done away.
sacrifice."
Right. You got it up.
That's crazy.
which is as thine own soul,
Right.
entice thee secretly, saying, Let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known,
Right.
thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee.
Hey, when we saw these heathen, you got to slack.
No, you got it.
We saw the heathen gods, man. It tell you that in Deuteronomy 29, 16, and 17. We saw the heathens and their gods, man. Or their idols. You got you.
Hey, because, and we went into this a while back, but to go after their gods meant rituals. A lot of those going after their gods meant rituals that were defiling.
Committing the acts.
You may have had to drink blood or sleep with a temple prostitutes,
Right.
male or female. These things were going on, so when you see the scriptures say they went after other gods, it ain't just mean they had a stone at the crib. They was getting down and dirty. They was defiling themselves amongst each other, man.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth, thou shalt
And
not.
if I may say this, to the old gods required actually like an actual.
You had to really get down and
Yeah,
dirty.
you had to get down.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why.
one like you in your room and you got a picture of Michael Jordan and you got a picture of Magic Johnson. Nah, when they went after other gods, that mean they were doing things.
Sacrifices.
That's
They
why,
were doing shit.
that's why King Solomon said he was almost in all evil.
That's why I had a brother get there.
Yeah, and that shook Jake to the core. But that's a part of going after other gods, man.
Right. You got it real quick.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 14.
Yep.
I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly.
Hey, that's what Solomon said. He was almost in all evil, man. And the Lord had to strip the, hey, before he died, hey, the Lord had to strip the kingdom from Solomon, man. He got right in the end.
Yeah.
He got right.
Let me go.
Because in the end, in Ecclesiastes 12, it said what? Worship the Most High and keep His commandments.
And he saw everything. He saw both sides.
Both sides.
The Elder Adnapeh went into that. When you think about the highest witch, it was really Solomon.
Right.
Because no king had more wisdom than him. So he saw both sides.
Right.
Say he gave his mind to no folly and madness.
Yep.
So he saw all of it. And he said, "What? at the conclusion of it, fear the Lord and keep his commandments.
Hey,
Man.
that's why them Edomites, when you watch, you could put these articles, the Edomites, it says Solomon was the first Mason and all this. He's the head over the whole witchcraft and all that, man.
Keys of Solomon and all that.
Right. They go heavy into, they say, because he was the one, man. Solomon had all the wisdom. He was the one that really, that's why he said he searched out to know everything about folly and why. Ecclesiastes 7, man. You got it.
Hey, that's why, like it says in Romans 15 chapter, these things were written aforetime for our learning. Because if without King Solomon doing that, you would have had some Jake out here trying to do that shit.
Right.
Like trying to go, let me see how far more I can take me.
Right.
And the Lord said, if the Lord gave us the cliff notes, look,
Yep.
in conclusion, fear the Heavenly Father, keep his commandments. I done did that. I done served Molech. I done did that. It's not where it's at. Fear the Heavenly Father, keep his commandments. That's
right.
it.
So Ecclesiastes 11, go ahead. You got it.
Because we all learning that lesson in a smaller portion.
Yeah.
That
Right.
ultimately righteousness is better than wickedness.
Right.
That what we're looking at right now is a product of our own rebellion. And look at how many lifetimes it played out, man.
Right.
There's consequence. But people don't think about that because the judgments haven't been executed yet. So they think that it's okay to be wicked, not understanding the price. Because right now, this is just the words. The Lord's actually going to perform this. And this ain't going to be like live leak on your laptop. When it get too dirty, you close the laptop. You're going to have to deal with this. And that's how the Lord's going to set that statement, that there is a consequence to being wicked, man.
Right. That's why the Ecclesiastes 2, man. Solomon said he had everything, the wisdom, gold, right, silver, maid servant, men servant, olive yards, vineyards. And he said at the end it was all vanity, man, because it wasn't the kingdom, man. It's not the kingdom. That was it on, okay.
Yeah, I was just going to go up to 13 where it said he have not obeyed the voice of his teacher.
Go ahead. Go ahead and read it, bro. Hey, can somebody get that Ecclesiastes 7, verse 24, 25?
Let me go to 12. It's Proverbs 5. I'm going to start at 12. And say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers,
Right.
nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly.
Hey, and that's saying not listen to our teachers, man. Trying to do your own thing, man. Trying to figure out another route. Well, hey, as it says in James and John 10, there's only one way to the kingdom of heaven, man. Ain't no window cracked open. Ain't no back door. Somebody said, hey, and open the door up. No, man, you gotta come through the straight gate, man.
Right. And that's why it's saying Sirach, the 3rd chapter, that an evil suspicion have overthrown them.
Right. Oh, the one I love to bring out too is Sirach. A man's mind has sometimes want to tell him more than 7 watchmen, man. Now you want to go above the teachers, like that just said. Well, if you don't listen to the teachers, who the Lord set up, ain't nothing left for you, man, but death, man. You got it.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, got that. 7 and 25, you got
I
it?
got it, yeah.
Okay.
It's Ecclesiastes 7 and 25. I applied mine heart to know
See, this is his mind. This is Solomon. Go ahead.
and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly.
So here's Solomon saying, he went way past deep. He said to search out. Read that again, man.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 25. I applied mine heart to know and to search
Right,
and to seek out wisdom
right.
and the reason of things.
So Solomon want to know what makes a man want to kill somebody. What makes you want to pick up a knife or a dagger and stab somebody in the 5th reel or in the 3rd reel? He went deep into why, man, with righteousness and wickedness. One more time, Salaki.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 25. I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness.
He saw the reason why a person will do this or that, man. What's the reason behind it? That's deep, man. Jake want to tell me, we're going to do some walk-bys.
No walk by.
Solomon sought out everything it is to search, man. And he found it. And he was able, the Lord gave him that spirit and tap into it
Tap back out.
and tap back out of it, man. Because he said he was almost and all evils, man.
Right, that can't be nothing but the spirit, cause
Yeah.
once you tap into that level,
You gone.
It's
You
gone.
through.
Most jakes is gone, man. I got a quick piece of
And when you deal with these celebrity jakes, man, it's a reason that they move a certain type of way. You can tell that they've done things and they've seen things that they can't come back from. Because Jake know what's off. They just rebellious, man.
Jesus said it. He said it. He said, man, things that he can't talk about, man. And that's all of them, man. Yeah.
I got a precept for
You
you.
got it.
This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 19 and verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
Right.
Neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence.
And that's why I say in 1 Corinthians that the Lord say the wisdom of this world is foolishness, man. But the so-called white man think his wisdom is like this what it is. Well, when you go to that word rudiments in Colossians 2 and 8, it said the first principle, that word rudiments, the first principle, the foundation, the essentials, the elements, the fundamentals, the ABCs. Well, who taught us? The so-called white man. We had to go to his school, right? The Lord say we got to go to them for the one of all things: work, food, clothes, transportation, housing, schooling, everything, man. And we was taught what? White supremacy, man. So now your best hope here is to go to a theological seminary, man, and come out talking about you found Jesus, man. The Lord said the word is free, man.
Right.
And the Lord said go to the highways and hedges. Guess what? We don't need no building fund out here, man. We don't need to take up no donation for no lights. We don't got to open no AC. Putting shingles on the roof every 3-4 years. None of that, man. We right here, man, in the highways and hedges. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I just had that word for rudiment.
Go ahead.
This is the blue letter, the word for rudiment in Colossians 2 and 8. Strong's G4747, stoichion. It says the first principles.
First principles. Who taught us? What we had to learn from? So-called white man. Why the hell we writing from left to right? Why do we read from left to right instead of reading and writing from right to left? Because of the so-called white man. He told us don't write. No, this is the way. Go ahead.
Any first thing, the letters of the alphabet as concerning as the elements of speech.
See, the elements of speech. What they do? They beat the Hebrew out of you and made you learn English, man. Right. And when you go to the Google, it said beginning. Go ahead. You got more than that?
It's a mathematics.
Right. Who taught you that? Who taught you that? The so-called white man, right? Preschool, Head Start, they call it.
Yeah,
Head Start, right? What that said? Read again.
It says the mathematics.
Mathematics, go ahead.
Primary and fundamental principles of any art.
Head Start, kindergarten, first grade, go ahead.
The elements from which all things have come.
See, he said everything stemmed from them, man. Well, in Revelation 20, it said they're going to come out the caves in verse 7 and to see the world.
Exactly.
See, read that again, bro.
It says,
What Esau did was he made wickedness look appealing.
Right.
So he put in a shiny wrap and now it look clean and sanitized. But it's wickedness.
Right.
And eventually wickedness always has to be answered with judgment.
Good judgment. Yep, you got it.
it says the elements, rudiments,
See?
primary and fundamental principles of any art, science.
See? Oh, what it says, 1 Timothy 6 and 20. Science falsely so-called. Well, who told us this? That the earth came through the Big Bang Theory, the so-called white man. He lied, man. Go ahead.
Discipline of mathematics, which that word math comes from the Hebrew amok.
Right, amok, which is truth. Go ahead.
It says,
And science means knowledge, man. To know.
Right.
But they lying to it with their science. That's why it's called science falsely so-called, man. You got it.
any first thing.
See, any first thing. Where do we get it from? We got it from the so-called white man. They said the world, everything about life started with them, man. You got it.
First principle,
Yep.
the letters of the alphabet as
See? Go ahead.
the elements of speech.
Hold on. It's supposed to be Hebrew. They said no. It's this. How the hell is 26, 28 characters in the alphabets? It's only 22 in the Hebrew.
Complicated.
Somebody lying, man. But see, this is the information that this bastard thought he gonna keep hearing from us. The Lord say he shall rain down his doctrine that's due, man. See, that's why it said in Job 28, the wisdom of the Lord can't be found in the earth, man. So the closest thing the so-called white man can do is, let's observe these Negroes. Let's observe them. These Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, let's observe them. And that's what they did. They came over here to Gad and Reuben, watched them. Gad and them had a beautiful system going on, man. Yeah, all that, man. They said, okay, we can clip them now.
Hey, but what's that saying that you always bring out? The victor writes the history or something like that?
That might be the argument.
No, what's that proverb you bring out all the time? Say the victor writes history.
Like a quote?
Yeah, it's like the victor writes the history.
That's a quote from one of the damn presidents, ain't it?
I think that's I'll look it up. There's a quote in the world that goes something like, the victor writes the history, and you let Esau tell it. The Northern Kingdom was over here just savages, just destroying each other, just complete idiots.
That's why I asked that slow billy nigga earlier, what does Indian mean?
Yeah. Cause yeah.
Hey, even that nigga J. Cole said some shit like that. He said one thing about the ones that always write history, they always seem to white out their sins. Referring to them being so-called white, and they whiting out their sins.
Right. They've been hiding, man. Hiding behind Greeks, Romans, Caucasians.
Yep.
Hiding behind us.
Right.
Hiding behind their textbooks and all that shit. Because the word Indian means savage. Right. You know? And that's a byword put on our people, man. And contrary to popular belief, the Northern Kingdom was over here. They actually had cities, man. They actually was doing. They was actually doing a little something. Right. Esau came over here with that garbage. He came over here with scurvy. He came over here with no
GMO food.
Yeah, it was like
no CDC.
It was the thieves over there that they kicked out of England or Britain or something like that.
Yeah, the Freemasons.
Yeah,
they kicked them over there. Yeah. Hey, and that's beautiful because man, they go back to Jeremiah 50. That's why I said in Jeremiah 50, your mother shall be so confounded, man. Which is Great Britain.
It's right here, Nolly.
Churchill?
Yeah, Churchill.
Yeah.
So the quote is from Winston Churchill, a demon.
Yep.
He says, history is written by the victors and the water. And that's true, you know, to an extent. And in today's day and age, man, history is written by the victors. You let Esau tell it, he was the Greeks, right? He was the Romans, he was the Australians, he was the
he was the Egyptians.
He was the Egyptians. Every movie
he was the Israelites and the Egyptians.
Israelites and the Egyptians. Every movie he put out, it's him. He's on the forefront. Yeah. He's everybody. He was the gods in heaven. He's everything. The gods in Egypt.
The only ones they won't claim is being the Edomites.
Yeah, Esau done away with it in his eyes, man. Esau's through. You know,
hey, that's crazy, bro. You the Egyptians and the Israelites, man. Damn.
And he was Yahushua.
Right.
Yahushua looked like him. He just completely plastered his image on everything.
Iconoclasm, man. Mm-hmm. Whitewashing, man.
And the evolution of that is what they're trying to do with CRT, the whole critical race theory.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to say we don't want to raise kids to be victims.
Right.
So we don't want to tell them about, but really they're just trying to cover up what they've done.
Yep.
Now they done got to a place where they think they're gonna see some spoiling, and now they're trying to cover up what they've done to our people.
Right.
That's the spirit. Hey, I was at fucking Disney World the other day. They got that Splash Mountain shit.
Yep.
And it goes into Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox and shit. And that was my first time actually hearing the term. It was an old Edomite lady. He was with the fucking bear and shit. Talking about some, where's the tar baby? I went and looked that shit up. And that shit refers to Jake. Yeah. They took that whole fucking area out. They about to redo it because they said it's racist. I was like, y'all been doing it.
They been doing that. This Cracker Barrel, right? Yeah. They had a sign at the door that said, we accept all races, colors, sex, all that, right? This is a sign way back from the 60s, 70s. They took it down, man. Because they was making a separation. They said we accept all races, colors, sex. They had to take that down because now when they say sex, now that applies to the alphabet community. When they said we accept all races and colors, they had to take that down because now it's all world friendly. Because they trying to hide their wickedness, man. The Lord saw everything, man.
taking down all the Robert E. Lee statues.
Yeah. And that's really, they try to say we're doing that because we want to. Nah, y'all covering up what y'all doing.
Right.
That's what they're doing, but they're trying to make Jake ask for it.
And what's the bill this guy passed down here, Ron DeSantis, about not so the white people won't feel bad about what their ancestors did to us?
Right. That goes in that critical race theory.
Right.
You got Elder.
Well, we can't tell our history without mentioning the white man.
Exactly.
So everything he has done to us from what we are today.
Interconnected. Jacob and Esau.
Yeah.
What's this one?
Shaw.
Qua.
I got a quick one for you. It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for thy glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And right now, shameful spewing is on the so-called white man's glory. It's coming out now who he truly is. He's not some benevolent character. He's not a philanthropist. He's not a do-good person. This is the demon. This is the devil that the Bible speaks of. When we call the so-called white man the devil and the demon, we're not just speaking out of anger. It's facts. Look at what he's done to the earth. Look at how he did the Native American Indians. Look at how he does you. Right. Hell, he make you work 65 fucking years, and then you maybe retire with 4 years of your life left. Look at how he does his own people, man.
And if you do retire, like the guy did a lesson on, they moved out from New York.
Yeah, he gunned down.
He was 61, man. He worked 40 years, man. Retired. He's at the right age, getting his little medicine. And two demons pulled up on him, took his car and killed him, man.
Right.
So you done moved out here from New York, you done bust your ass 40 years.
He wasn't
I'm going to the Sunshine State, retire. And the Lord said, nope, let me get my spirit back.
For a couple of months he was retired? He wasn't even retired like a year or a couple of
No,
years.
it was like a few months he was down here, man.
A few months. He was 70-something years old, right?
61.
61. Dude.
The old black dude over there on
Over there, yeah. No, it was on the Pine Hill. Yeah, on that side, yeah.
I thought it was okay. Hey,
off of Silver Stuff.
And that's another thing too. By the time you retire, you hooked on all type of pills, man. By the time you turn,
that's what he was doing.
30, man.
He was getting his medicine, man.
Dude.
And he was in New York. You know he heard the words of the Lord, man.
And he scarred too.
Like Jamie Foxx, man, all that talent he got, that nigga couldn't stop himself from being.
Bro, because he had his daughter know the whole Bible. There was an interview. She was quoting scriptures in the interview about 3-4 years ago, man. Local get her ass too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was quoting. She know the whole Bible from Genesis to Revelation. Yeah, she was just quoting scriptures in the interview, man. It was some years ago. You got it. Yep, 25:7. Making a point about this devil, man. The Lord said in Jeremiah, like, get Jeremiah, somebody hold Jeremiah 4:9-10. You got it.
Isaiah 25:7.
Yep.
And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Hey, you Jake, that got a problem with the 12 tribe sign. When you came into the truth, you ain't say a damn thing.
Weirdo.
You agreed with it. But guess what? You wasn't fully persuaded. So it is what it is. But the Lord said, what? Read again.
And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
Over all people. So now we know the Chinese is Moab. Now we know the so-called Africans are Hamites. Now we know the so-called white man is the Dukes of Edom. That's who they are, man. And the lesson I did recently, I reposted it. Listen, if you go to Google and type in Dukes of Edom, man, it's gonna give you a whole list of so-called white people that took flight from 1337 to right now, those that's in rulership, man. From 1337, I did a lesson on it. I'm gonna keep reposting it, man. The Dukes of Edom, that's in Genesis 36. 1337 is when they took flight, man. Give or take. To right now, man. The last one they mentioned was, what's this boy that's married to this girl? The queen that just died, her son, the youngest one. Harry. He on there, man. It got down to 2018 with Charles and Philip and them, down to Harry, man. From 1337 to now, man. It's called the Dukes of Edom. So, all I'm talking about GMS used articles, the World Wide Web, which is the unicorn, that's why the Lord set it up, man. Everybody, read it one more time. Everybody's exposed, man. Now we know who the world, who all these 18 nations is, man. One more time.
And because you got to remember, Esau put a lot of truth in
Right.
his books.
Right.
Because he was so prideful, he never thought our people would get to where we at now.
Get Psalm 64 and 7.
That's why he wrote what he did, and that's why they took pictures. They were so bold with it,
Right.
because they didn't think we would ever get out of captivity. They thought we was always gonna be in the chain gang. So they were so proud about it. They was like, man, don't worry about them offending them. Hey, pass these out. Let's take pictures. Let's smile. So let's talk about how we used to eat them.
We got them all the time. We got them. They ain't going nowhere.
How we turned them into oil and grease, and we used to. Let's talk about it all.
Yeah.
We ain't never gonna fall. That's their mindset.
Like they got that saying, if you ever want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book.
Hey, and then Willie Lynch let us, man. They thought they had us by the stones, that Willie Lynch.
Oh yeah.
They thought they had us, man. The Lord like, nope, watch this. Wake him up. Wake him up. It's time. Go ahead. One more time.
Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
And this is why they terrified, man. Because they seen us standing in boldness, telling them it's a wrap, man.
And that's the spirit of the Lord, because Esau, that deception goes deep.
Right.
That's why they so big on images in movies and how they depict themselves in these movies. Because it internalizes Jake when they don't understand the truth. They don't know what's going on. So when they see these Edomites, they think about 007, they think about Ethan Hawke, they think about John Wick, they think about Jesus.
Saving Private Ryan.
Superman.
Yeah. So they, in their mind, they look at Esau on a certain level.
Right.
That covering cast is being destroyed. That's why, and we go into this all the time in Isaiah 14 chapter, they're going to say, is this the man? Why are they going to look at him like that? Because they had this grand image of Esau in their mind that this nigga was the one that's going to save the whole world.
73.
Isaiah 25:7 again. And he will destroy in his mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all
That's what you
nations.
want to read? What is that?
Jeremiah 49.
Oh, yeah, come on. You see, the Lord is destroying this covering cast, man. Go ahead and read that. So once a covering cast, hey, what happened on Wizard of Oz? That curtain got peeled back.
Right.
Peeled back the veil. What was back there? An Edomite, a so-called white man.
Sweat.
And he was what? Made bare.
Sweat.
He was
working
made
hard.
bare. You got it.
This is Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret place,
Maybe 20.
and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Right. See? So we going back to Isaiah 25:7. He should not be able to have, one more time, bro. You read it again.
Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in his mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
Who gonna do it? Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Now read that again, Jeremiah.
It's Jeremiah 49:10.
Yep.
But I have made Esau bare.
Bear mean, hey, everybody see your nakedness, man. Now we know who this bastard is. The Dukes of Edom, man. And we ain't just pull this out the air. It's in the Bible. The Lord ain't just say these the Edomites. Why did he call them the Dukes of Edom? Because years later, I'm gonna create the internet and they gonna put it on there themselves. They gonna put on there themselves that this us. The Lord called, man. Well, go ahead one more time. The master chess player, man. You got it.
But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places,
Right?
and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Now they just out in the open. The Lord got them in the open. With their G7 summits. They used to be in secret, man. Everybody know about the Bohemian Grove, right? Everybody know they drink blood, the human trafficking, right? It tell you in the scriptures, in Ezekiel 28, by thy traffic, right? Shall thy gain riches, man. They traffic guns. They showed you that in the movie with Ice Cube. They thought they was hauling cheese. There was a truckload full of guns, man. Go ahead.
His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
You see?
And his own people doing it to him.
Right, that's why I got
Where we get all our
48,
information
Psalm
from?
64.
A bunch of disgruntled Edomites.
Yup.
Oh, this is the economist. Look, the dollar's down.
Man.
We hearing this from Edomites.
Well, hey, that Chris Hedges.
Yeah.
Well, he one of the heaviest ones too. Chris Hedges, he said America empire is over, man.
And he said that.
And he said it's the so-called white man that's destroying it, man. Edomite, Chris Hedges. Look him up. Me and Bryce do lessons on him all the time, man. Chris Hedges, Richard Wolf.
I'm surprised he ain't smoking.
I'm surprised. Yeah, he's still around. That's crazy, man. But he said the American empire, so he said the white man's empire, America is collapsing, man. And he said it ain't coming back, man.
Ooh. So I was watching this show on Amazon called The Terminal List. And that was going into how we're gonna have sedition, going into sedition. And a lot of this sedition is gonna be these ex-military guys that's disgruntled. They see everything that they fought for starting to turn, and they gonna start, hey, that's coming.
Yeah, Esau's mad at himself because he ain't getting a piece of that pie.
He ain't getting that pie no more, man. You either down here with us, or you on the top with the elites, man. Ain't no more middle room, ain't no middle class for the so-called white man.
Hey, you had
it's slavery from here, boy.
Hey, you had that video of that old World War II veteran that came out and said, this is what I fought for.
Right. Hey, these Edomites hurt, man. They sit at the crib, drinking Jack Daniels with the pistol in their hand, man.
One in the chain.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 19.
Right.
How are they brought into desolation?
How? How are they brought into desolation? Oh, in Obadiah 1 and 6 it say, how the things of Esau searched out. How are hidden things sought up? The cover cast, man, hey, peel the bell back. Who is that? Is that him? That's him. Go ahead one more time.
How are they brought into desolation?
Right.
As in a moment.
As in a moment. Hey, they reign for a moment, right? But then what? Go ahead.
They are utterly consumed with terrors.
With terrors, man. And that's what they sit at the crib drinking Jack Daniels with a pistol in their hand. Honey, bring the kids. Everything is gone. Go ahead.
Hey, but they didn't have a problem when it was us.
Right.
When they had a piece of the pie, it wasn't we all bleed red. It was hang him high and pull on his legs.
Right.
Pull on his legs. He ain't dead.
Yeah.
He faking.
Now your people taking it from you, and now you want to keep this energy right here. Keep this energy right here.
Oh, you got the video.
Keep this energy right here. Keep this energy right here.
Hey, what's the other Edomite name?
Hey, matter of fact, get that Baruch 4, where it say, miserable are the cities. Look at him.
Dude.
No, he said nigga in his lifetime. Can't tell me he didn't.
Yeah, of course.
But now it's their turn.
Right.
Now it's their turn. Now it's their turn.
Oh,
It was cool when it was us.
He was crying in the interview about how
He got the big stripes. He got big stripes.
Yep.
You know he put in 30, 40 plus.
Admiral, general.
He got Purple Hearts, all type of stuff. Read that.
But hey, they ain't have a problem when it was us.
Right.
When it was our people, it was all good. Now it's y'all turn, man.
That word despise too. Go ahead.
this is 20. As a dream when one awaketh.
Right. Psalm 73 and 20. Go ahead.
So, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Hey, it say, oh Lord. It say, oh Lord. Read that again, bro. Read 19 again.
Book of Psalms, chapter 73 and 19. How were they brought into desolation? As in a moment, they are utterly consumed with terror. As a dream when one awakens.
As a dream when one awakens. Go ahead.
So, O Lord, when thou awakest.
When thou awakens, O Lord, meaning what? When the Lord started putting them judgments, he peeling back the veil. That Isaiah 25 and 7. The Lord is woken now. We see his face and we hear his voice, man. One more time. Verse 20. It said, when thou awakens, O Lord, meaning when he started to put judgment on these bastards, man. Go ahead.
Thou shalt despise their image.
Thou shalt despise their image. Now get that word despise. See, what you did to our image, what you did to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh's image, the gig is up, the jig is up, man. You got it.
That scripture said, when thou awakens.
Yup, when thou awakens, O Lord. Let's
Bring
go.
this quote out all the time.
Let's go.
I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just.
Right.
That his justice cannot sleep forever. And that's Thomas Jefferson.
It was in the scriptures first. You see
Right,
that?
right.
Where we get that from? An article off of well, the World Wide Web. that was already written in the scriptures, so we can read it to you right now. You got the word despise? Go ahead.
This is the word despise. H958.
No. That nigga ain't out here with us. He ain't with us. I don't care who he is.
Bazar. To despise.
To despise.
Hold in contempt.
Hold in contempt.
Disdain.
Hold on. Hey, somebody hold me. Get Proverbs 18:3. You're gonna get in the blue letter. One more time.
To despise.
To despise.
Hold in contempt.
Hold in contempt.
Disdain.
Disdain. This is what the Lord gonna do to that image. Go ahead.
Man.
To despise. Regard with contempt.
Right.
To be despised. To be despicable. To be
despicable.
vile.
To be what?
To be vile.
To be vile. What did Job say in Job 30? They are vile in the earth. To be what?
Worthless.
Worthless. Hey, after slavery,
You're done.
there's nothing left for you, man. You're gonna be worthless, man. So what you do with worthlessness? You burn it, man.
Scripture, he shall perish forever like his own dog.
Right.
Hey, and the scripture said that you're gonna be able to discern between the righteous and the wicked, the judgments. Because all this wickedness Esau done did just to end up like this, man.
Right.
You ain't Clint Eastwood no more, man.
Right.
You ain't Ethan Hawke no more.
Right.
You did all of that wickedness just to end up like this,
Man.
man.
Steve Hawkins looking nigga.
Look like George Soros.
Go ahead.
Job 11:20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail,
Hello?
and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost.
That's my favorite precept now, man. The best hope that the so-called white man got is just give up the ghost. That's it, man. So read that.
Oh yeah, I got that Psalm 64.
Okay, yeah, come on.
Hey.
So it said right here, Salak, you got it.
Because I was gonna say the Lord, once the Lord get his hands on Esau, he's not gonna let up.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no timeout. Ain't gonna be no I need a water break, I need a 15. The Lord gave you 3 kingdoms
3, man.
to pile up that case against you. And now once the Lord get his hands on you, ain't gonna be, it's all gas, no brakes.
So that word contempt and that word despise in Psalm 73:20, it said to hold in contempt, right? Read that, Proverbs 18:3.
Proverbs 18:3.
Yep.
When the wicked cometh,
When the wicked cometh, then come what?
then cometh also contempt,
You see? Go ahead.
and with ignominy reproach.
And with ignominy reproach. Get that word ignominy in Google. Let's get the word ignominy. Because this is heavy. Because in that Psalm 73:20, the Lord say he's going to despise their image because they vile. They worthless, man. You got it? Get similar words. When you hit it, hit similar words. Because one of the words in there say stigma. So what's tied to this nigga's image? The sea hill. Go ahead. You got it? Go ahead.
It says shame,
Shame,
humiliation,
humiliation,
embarrassment,
embarrassment,
disgrace,
disgrace,
mortification,
right?
dishonor,
Dishonor,
stigma.
stigma. What's the word for the MOTB? Stigma. That's tied to him. Listen, man. Go ahead. Watch this. We ain't done.
Loss of faith,
Loss of what?
face,
What the Lord say he gonna do? He gonna despise his image. Go ahead.
disrepute,
Disrepute.
abasement,
Abasement. Hold on. What does scripture say? Daniel 4:17. The bases of men. These are the words. Can't make this up, man. Hold that. Read that again. Proverbs 18:3.
Proverbs 18:3.
Right?
When the wicked cometh, then cometh also contempt,
Right?
and with ignominy
Ignominy reproach.
reproach.
You see? So the stigma tied to this bastard. Death and destruction is tied to this bastard. Read those words again for me, bro.
it says shame, humiliation, embarrassment, mortification, stigma, abasement, infamy, loss of faith,
Loss of face. The Lord gonna despise their image, man. So the best hope they got is to what? Give up the ghost. Y'all got whatever y'all got. You holding something, bro? I got one.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first,
Right.
and that man of sin be revealed.
See, the veil has been, the son of perdition. The veil has been peeled back, man. Now everybody know who this bastard is. through the spirit of Yahweh Shah.
And that comes as a shock because the whole world is used to seeing him as the solution and not the actual problem. That's why people get offended when we call a so-called white man a devil. And a lot of people that get offended ain't even white. A lot of them people that get offended, they're not even Edomites. It be our people defending Esau because the whole world look at him like the solution and not the actual problem.
A little bit more. It says verse 4.
Real quick, I was like, what's this?
Right. Well,
Huh?
well,
Nope. Rock. Yeah.
yeah.
You see, you know the difference.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
That's a deep.
got me choked up, bro.
Yeah. It's got the long. I'll show you, Bob. You got
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
And look, it's only one person on earth that got a God complex. The Chinese don't got a God complex, man. They cool with they. Hey, Ishmael and them got that oil. They don't got no God complex. They about that oil, man. They ain't trying to ride the heavens.
Ishmael covering himself in cow shit.
Right. He's through. There's only one nation of people that want to be the God, that want to be the Heavenly Father, man. And his only begotten Son. It's the so-called white man. The Hamites ain't trying to do that. They run around over there and shit too.
With bones in their nose. Eating baboons.
Women got these women necks is messed up over there, man. They ain't trying to play God, man.
You know why they do that too? For adulterers, women that commit adultery.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
They put a ring on your
The
shit.
ring, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. So they clipping out their box and putting a ring on their neck. Well, y'all some wicked ass bastards, boy. You got it out.
It says, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
And what's the temple of the Lord? It's us, man. Right? The scripture said we the temple of the Lord. And what he's doing, he controls religion, man. He controls what get pushed out, man. So you're either gonna follow him, or like it said in Revelation 18 or 13, if you don't take that seal, it said they shall be killed. One of earth for killed to be ousted out, man. Right. They have no resources. Right. One more time.
Verse 4 again, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God,
right,
or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, right, showing himself that he
is God. And
the
temple
God.
of the Lord is us, man. So what this bastard doing, pushing his philosophies, that's in you, man. That's where we was at once upon a time. But then it says 2 Corinthians 10, those that fell into obedience, man. It said when your obedience is fulfilled, you shall stand in great bar. And somebody get that for me. 2 Corinthians 10. So what was in our temple is this bastard philosophy, man. But now we don't put that off. It's a problem now. You got it.
Verse 5, it says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
Right.
And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
See? Because the Lord peeled back the veil, man. And that's 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. You can read that.
Yep, verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed,
yep,
whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
How is the Lord consuming the so-called white man with the spirit of his mouth? It's the words, man. It's the scriptures. Hey, somebody get me Jeremiah 50 and 43. Get Job 15 and 21, man. Hey, we don't gotta see these bastards, man. They terrified, man. Because they thought this was gonna stay hid forever. They thought Willie Lynch letters was gonna flourish forever, man. It ain't working no more, man. We here. Hey, we gonna stand in boldness until we ain't, man. Whoever got Jeremiah 50, 43. Yup, read that.
Jeremiah 50 and 43.
Job 15, 21.
The king of Babylon have heard the report of them.
See? It says he shall be consumed by the words of the Lord's mouth. These bastards sitting behind palace walls, they know, man. They hearing it, man. This truth is over the four corners of the earth, man. One more time.
Jeremiah 50 and 43. The king of Babylon have heard the report of them.
Heard the report of who? The prophets. Go ahead.
And his hands waxed feeble.
And his hands waxed feeble. Go ahead.
Anguish took hold of him.
Right.
And pangs as of a woman in travail.
You see? And pains as of a woman in travail. Get that Job 15?
Job 15.
Give me
verse 31.
16. You got it.
Let not him that is deceived.
Job 15 and 21?
31. Verse 21?
Yeah.
Job 15:21. A dreadful sound is in his ears.
See, same thing is said in Jeremiah 15:43. The king of Babylon had heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. One more time.
Job 15:21. A dreadful sound is in his ears.
What's the dreadful sound? Slavery, boy. Slavery. Hey, I was watching this new movie. This guy, I forgot what he called, a ranger, a Texas ranger. He caught the dude. He said, "Put them on. Put them cuffs on. Put them on yourself. Put that chain on, boy." One more time.
Job 15:21. A dreadful sound is in the ears.
Right.
In his ears.
In his ears, man. The elites hearing this truth, man. This truth is everywhere, man. Don't think they ain't listening, man. They control the unicorn. Of course they listening. I was doing a video the other day. These devils muted my mic and my camera, man. I ain't never had that happen. Go ahead.
In prosperity.
In prosperity, what?
The destroyer shall come upon him.
Said the same thing in Job 20. When he's sitting down about to fill his belly, boom!
Hey, if I may
The
say
Lord
this,
gonna rain it upon him. You got it.
a testament to that they listening. Brothers' channels have been getting clipped more often.
Yeah.
You know, if that wasn't the case, you don't see Vocab Malone, you don't see like nobody, the Muslims, you don't see none of their channels getting clipped like that. But every time a brother puts up another channel, GMS, whatever it is, or whatever, speaking truth or whatever, it's clipped. That goes to show you that they listening, man, and they got a scope on this truth.
Got a scope, man.
And that's how you notice the truth. They don't clip them King Von and them NBA Youngboy and them Pound Town, all that bullshit.
Right.
They don't take that shit off the internet.
City Girl.
That shit get millions of views. That shit don't get clipped at all. But when this truth start coming out, brothers have 10 subscribers and get wiped off the map.
White dog, man. Yup.
3 strikes. They might give you 3 strikes in one day.
Yeah.
Off of 2 videos that was 2 years old.
They like to do that shit off a middle of the night.
Yeah. You wake up, man, the motherfucker, too. Yeah. That's how Esau works, man.
Oh, they came out with that article about how they had to send YouTube had to send a lot of their employees to psychotherapy.
Oh, yeah, 10,000 of them.
During
They had
the-
watching.
Yeah, during the pandemic. They had
She said they started to believe, man.
Yep. Yep.
Because you got to understand, man, Jake is everywhere, man. And just like the Apostle always say, these the elect is gonna come out of these other groups, man. Jake everywhere, man. They working for this bastard. They gonna some of Jake gonna come out of that, man. Just like you got brothers in the truth that was in the NBA, that's in the NFL, that came out of it. Same thing gonna happen, man. You gotta read that.
Isaiah 19:16.
Yep.
In that day shall Egypt be like unto women.
See, now you just read Jeremiah 15:43. It said the king of Babylon heard the report of him, and his hands waxed feeble. It say as pains of a woman. Why? Because of this truth, man. Because these bastards really thought they was gonna keep this hid, man.
Yep.
The Lord like, nah, watch this. Send that rain. Go ahead.
And it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts. Which
Going
he-
to slavery, white boy. Put them chains on, you bastard.
That's right.
Go ahead. Read that one more time. Because they trembling, man. They tell you what they also Ecclesiastes 12. The keepers of the house shall tremble, man. You got it.
It's cool because hey, you got Jake telling Esau that he's going down
In his own kingdom, man. You got it.
In that day shall Egypt be like unto women,
Right?
and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts,
Yep.
which he shaketh over it.
Right. And then the Lord tells to do that. The brother holding it, man. Shake the hand out that they may go into the gates of the nobles, man. Keep reading on that. Some more now.
And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt.
And this is all 12 tribes raising up right now, standing in boldness for these bastards, man. Because Judah had to wake up first. Go ahead.
Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself,
Make a mention of what? The destruction that's coming to America, man. Go ahead.
because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts,
See? Because of the Lord's words, man. You got it.
which he had determined against it.
He determined it. Get the word determined, man. You got it. Somebody else get the word determined while you read.
In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language
That was
of
the
Canaan.
point. That was the point. You got it. You got it.
So Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 1, the burden of Babylon,
Right.
which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
See this word is a burden, man. It's troublesome. Go ahead.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain.
Right.
Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble.
Hey, this is the banner, man. This is the banner right here, man. What's that? Isaiah 13 when it say, he shall bring down the lofty ones on high. You got it, elder. You got
Job
it,
chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old?
Yep.
Since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Hey, they're in a joyful time right now, man. But it's about to end, man. You got it.
Though his excellency mount up to the heaven,
Which is what? Now it's technology, right? His so-called wisdom, which the brother read earlier, his wisdom ain't wisdom. It's foolishness and wickedness, man. But the Lord deceived them and made them think what they understand on their little pea brains is more than the Lord, man. You got it.
and his head reached unto the clouds.
Right, because of his wisdom, man. This bastard pride, man. His head way up there, man. And now you're like, oh, I got this tech. We can do this. We can put all this information. Oh, I was doing a video a while ago. They said, nah, we don't got to keep writing down all this. And now we can put all this information on a little SIM card. We can just throw all this information up on something real small, man. Go ahead.
Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Right.
They which see him shall say, where is he?
And that's why I say, hey, when the Lord awakens, he shall despise that image, man. Now the Lord has awoken, man. The Lord has risen, and now the judgment of the Lord has been revealed on these bastards, man. Because we talking about the wicked of the earth, man. Out of 243 years, it say on Google, 225 of them, these bastards been in war, man. It say 90% they have been in war out of 100. 90% of the time is rape, rob, murder, pillage, and plundering the other nations, because they already got us. They doing it to everybody else now.
Hey, that's why the scriptures call them the wicked.
Right.
And the border of wickedness. Like, when you think about a border, it's the beginning and the end of something. And Esau marks the beginning of wickedness and the end.
Hey, now the lesson I was doing, when they clipped my camera and my microphone, I was going into, I pulled the whole thing up about economic warfare, man. Through tariffs and embargoes, they shut it down, man. Okay, through economic warfare. And then they send a hitman in, man. Yeah, man, this is who we dealing with. The so-called white man is the devil the Bible talks about, man. And they go into slavery for all they rape, robbing, murdering, pillaging, and plundering the earth. And rightfully so, man. You got
This is Isaiah 23:9 in the NLT. It said, the Lord of heaven's armies has done it to destroy your pride and bring low all earth's nobility.
Right.
Because they are looked at as nobles.
Right.
They're looked at as the nobility. So the Lord's like, all right, I'm coming through. And I'm taking down all the pride and all of these so-called nobles, man.
Okay, you know, it's cool because you can imagine the pride of these devils, man, and how they can think that they're untouchable because they were actually able 2,000 years ago to actually put hands on Yahweh Shai. So you can just imagine these devils actually think that when Yahweh Shai comes, they're going to win.
Yeah. Especially the elites, because they still have the relics. They know their history. They know their legacy. So they're really tapped into knowing that, yeah, we touched them. We grabbed them up. Yeah, we got the bones of Judah now. Yeah, you want to come down here while we drink on our 1492 Chateau.
Right.
We're going to go down there. We're going to look at how we put these niggas in captivity. You see these chains? These are the ones we had Nat in. Yeah, you know Nat Turner. These are chains. They love doing that shit.
They got all that shit, man.
They love doing that shit. Well, all of that pride's going to be brought low, man.
Hey, and this little bit of nigga yesterday, he talking about how do you know that the so-called white people that snatched us up, how do you know they know who we were? I said, what? What?
Because
You gonna ask me how they know who we were? What, nigga?
A prime example is that is how they keep changing our nationality every 5 years.
Bro, I said, bro, you know the scripture say they wiser than Daniel, right? What are you talking about? How do they know? I said, bro, we had to flee from the Romans in 70 AD. The Roman people are still here. So when the Lord like, yeah, y'all in Luke 21, yeah, the army's coming in. Go ahead and flee to the mountains. What are you talking about? The white man tell his son everything, man.
Yep.
This is called it's story time.
Right.
Gather around. Let me tell you how we did these Negro, Latinos, Native Americans,
Right.
West Indians, and Haitians. That we tell stories. Y'all hear some Edomite be like, yo, my father used to tell me, what's the guy named that? What was it, Elam or
Yeah.
Arab?
The
Elam came to us and told us, man. His father told him that we the Hebrew Israelites, man. Told him a story from a lines of story that he heard from his father. His father, that's what they do. That's what Edomites do, man. They take that brother take down to the cellar. Yeah, this the chair. This is the chair we made from Israelites' hair.
Right.
From
Right.
slavery.
Right.
Yeah, the brother did a video on it, man. The hair, they made a whole chair out the hair from Negroes, man. And they still got it sitting. Yeah, son, this is like 500 slaves right here. They had went into this. Yeah. That's why we call them boy with shit out their beards. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is their hair right here.
But the majority of people
See this? Oh, Salaki. That book I got called The Electrical Negro.
Right.
On the front of that book, right? I didn't even know it, but one of the sisters had told me, on the front of the book, they got the thing that pry the mouth open to make you eat, man.
Force feature,
Yeah.
beat your teeth out.
They showed
That's on
you
the
that
front of the book, man.
They showed you that on Birth of a Nation. You try to go on a hunger strike, they beat your teeth in, and then they'll force
Right.
feed you.
They did it on Birth of a Nation. Yeah, man.
Hey, but see, they give their kids real education.
Right.
That John D. Rockefeller shit you did, K through 12,
Yep.
was just to teach you to be a big employee. Wasn't to tell you nothing about who you actually are.
Right.
It was to teach you to go to work every day, faithfully,
Yeah, good servant.
and then get this 401k and call it a lifetime.
Right. And you want to know one to make it to college, you just an educated servant, man.
Right.
Yeah, worker bee. Hey,
Worker
but the cold thing is, just like they have their history, their records, we have ours, man.
got ours.
But the majority of people, our people, don't look at the Bible as a record book, a book of records. They look at it as like a fairy tale book, a book that just contained with stories that just it might have happened. When in reality, these are actual accounts. I don't even like calling them stories. These are accounts, man. These actually happened. This is our history. Our forefathers actually went through these things.
Right.
You know? And
Hey, that's why the Lord put it in parables, man. Because if the Bible was plain, we wouldn't have no Bible. We wouldn't have no Bible,
Hey,
man.
the moment Esau saw America in the Bible, hey, close that up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. It's over with.
They sending the goons out in every country. We need every Bible.
Yep.
Because before there was all these different translations, it was that King James 1611.
Yep. You know they got a vegan Bible, man?
Yeah. They got an alphabet one too. The alphabet's got a Bible too now.
That's why they didn't let
Yeah.
Jake read back then. You have a bunch of Nat Turners running around.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
If the Lord put the spirit on them.
Bro, this guy, Jacob Hoover said there will never be another black Messiah unless we create him, man. Where he get that from? What was the first Messiah then? Yeah, he said there will never be another black Messiah unless we create him. What was the first one? Who was the first one then? Don't worry. We'll wait.
Man, it's
Read that. Go ahead.
Now it's cold though how the records clearly explain how we got into Africa,
Right.
and how we find ourselves in this condition today. Like it's plain. Like we read earlier, all things are plain unto the pure. To them that are plain. To them that are holy.
Yeah, pure,
You know,
understand, yeah.
it's clear how we got into Africa. It's clear that we're not Africans, because you know it's a spiritual difference between us and a real African.
Right.
You know it's a difference. You know, and the scriptures show us how we got into Africa. More than likely, they knew where the tribes of Israel were.
Yeah, they knew.
So when it came to sell us, it was like, oh, we just gonna sell them niggas over there.
Yeah, they knew, man. The Lord cold, man, because the unicorn, you got the World Wide Web, right? The unicorn put in place. So when we read something to you, we can show you that it's on Google, man. Or it's on DuckDuckGo. The Lord already had it established, man. Okay, so if we show you something on Google, you can be like, oh, okay. Hold on. Better than that, let me show you in the Bible. It was already written down a 4 time ago.
Right.
Before the internet even came about, man.
Right. How the 10 tribes got over here.
Right.
Who read the what was that? Christopher Cologne?
Christopher Cologne. Right. And show you the movie, what is that, 1492? Yeah. He said, how do you know where you, he said, because of the book of Ezra. The movie 1492, man.
Yeah, they brought Hebrew interpreters.
Right. Christopher Cologne and Amerigo Vespucci had Hebrew interpreters, man. This is how we know. Slow belly nigga. That nigga got mad too. Don't call me a nigga. You a slow belly nigga. Nigga.
Watch your mouth.
Read that. Start at verse 7. And going back to, so you had some Edomites sitting in a dungeon somewhere, and he titled the book, Who is Esau Edom? So he did his own work.
Right.
He got another Edomite writing the book. I'm gonna title this The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites. What? So now we get to read this? Why would you even put this on Amazon? Yeah, but we got one. Me and the brother, we got a book. Dare us to pull it out. We got the Roman Empire. We got the Who is Esau Edom. We got it. We got the devastation of the Indies. We got it. Now we got the Bible first and foremost.
That's it.
The Dukes of Edom, man. It's you so-called white people, man. We know who you is. The Lord had you slow-bellied bastards to put this on Google. So we can say, look, that's what the Bible says. Yup. Stupid McNoopy. Go ahead and read that. Verse 7.
Psalms 149.
No. Who got 64 and 7? You hold.
Right.
Yeah, read that. So listen, when you read it, man, read verse 1. Because in the same chapter, it said they was going to shoot at us secretly, right? They've been studying us since they had us in their hand, man. You got the Tuskegee experiment. These guys been doing everything, man. Oh, these bastards in the laboratory creating Snickers, Skittles, M&M's, Hot Pockets. Watch these niggas jump on them. Give them the microwave with all this fucking radiation in it. Huh? The elites don't use no damn microwaves, man. Go ahead and read that. Oh, no, you got it.
Psalm 64, verse 1.
Yeah.
To the chief musician, the Son of David, hear my voice, O power, and my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Right.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
This ain't secret counsel. Because they used to be in secret. But Job 49:10, Lord say he made them bare. They ain't hiding no more. Go ahead.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Go ahead.
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
That's their laws. They pass their bills. Go ahead.
And bend their bows to shoot an arrow. And bend their bows to shoot their arrows. Even bitter words.
You see? That's their laws. Isaiah 10:1, Psalms 94:20. It said, who framed a mission by a law? Go ahead.
That they may shoot in secret.
See? That's what I want. That they may shoot in secret through their passing laws. Giving us GMO food. Passing bills so they being justified in why they got chemtrails in there. They passing bills or justifying why they putting fluoride in your damn water. They pass bills to do that. Go ahead.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
You see? The perfect is Israel. So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. We the perfect. Go ahead.
Suddenly do they shoot at him.
Right.
And fear not.
Right? Because they are the one that get to pass these bills. Pass these laws. The reason why it's GMO food. Oh, the earth, the gases. So we got to get rid of the cows. They pass bills to say we got GMO food because, go ahead.
I got a quick reset.
Yep.
Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not,
right,
except they have done mischief.
Right.
And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
It said they sleep taken away. In Micah 2:1, it said they work evil upon their beds. These bastards don't sleep. They were up 24 hours trying to figure out how they going to get rid of the elect of Israel, man. The remnant, as it tell you in Revelation 12:17. They want the remnant, man. Those that stand in boldness, right? Tell them their ass is going in slavery, and who keep the commandments of the Lord faithfully, man. Okay? Go ahead. Read back in that, I want to get there.
They encourage themselves in evil matters.
See? Go ahead.
They commune of laying snares privily.
See? Go ahead.
They say, who shall see them?
Right? That's verse 6.
Verse 5.
Now listen. When you listen to this verse, here comes the Lord finna say, go ahead.
Verse 6, they search out iniquity.
They search out iniquities, go ahead.
They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Now, this is what I want. Go ahead.
But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall shoot at them with an arrow.
What did they do to us up? It said what? Didn't say they shot at us secretly, right? They've been shooting at us secretly, right? Up in verse what, 3 or 4? Read it again. No, you good. Verse 7. You good. Yeah.
Verse 7, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow.
They've been shooting at us, right? All this time. 500 plus years. They've been shooting at us since 1502. Go ahead.
Suddenly shall they be wounded.
See, they gonna be wounded. And what? Go ahead.
So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
So the same way they shot at us secretly, right? The Lord shot back. The Lord shot back at them. Now what? They gonna do what?
They shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
So now we got Roman Empire, Empire of the Edomites. Who is Esau Edom, right? We got a whole article on Google called the Dukes of Edom. What? That's Genesis 36. Wow, really? Yeah. That was a point. Y'all can say something? Yeah, whatever y'all got. You had some, bro? Oh, let y'all,
You got it, okay.
Job chapter 24, verse 23. Though it may...
It's all good. Stammering lips in another tongue.
Yeah, right. Though it be given him to be in safety,
right,
whereon he rested, yet his eyes are upon their ways.
Right.
They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low.
That going back to the basis of men, man. The Lord said it. He said, the Lord said in Genesis 3, on thy belly shall thou go. Right. How long you think you gonna be walking upright? Not long. He said what he made crooked cannot be made straight, man. You got it.
And cut off at the top of the ear of corn.
Right. And when you cut off the top of the ears of corn, you get that to the hogs, man. They're going to slop bucket to the hogs, man. You got it.
And if it be not so now, who will make me a liar?
Right. Who gonna make the Lord a liar, man? See, it say in verse 24, it say they are exalted for a little while, but then are gone and brought low. They said what? Like all others, like all the other kingdoms that failed, the Syrians, Babylon, Medo and Persia, Greeks, the Romans. America finna do the same, man. You got it.
And make my speech nothing worth.
Man, hey, the Lord is not, what is that, number 23, 19? The Lord is not a man that he should lie, neither a son of man that he should repent, man. The Lord said, who's gonna make my words nothing worth, man? Nobody. You got it.
It's Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, Yahweh Shai saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statute?
Right.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction.
Hey, and man, listen. When you bring this out and see the hatest instruction, what did Isaac tell Esau and Jacob? Don't get a wife from Canaan. What that bastard do? He got two. Right? He know they had the laws back then.
Right.
Why you eating your meat raw? You got it. Oh, when you go to court, they make you swear in on the Bible, right? They make you swear on the Bible. That bastard know that your yeah be yeah and your nay be nay, man. This is just a few examples of how we know this nigga cast words of the Lord behind him, man. But Ronald Reagan said what? The Bible is the book of the land. You got it.
Hey, the scripture said when you make an oath, prefer not to pay it.
Right.
He made many oaths.
Many. That's why he known that the man of sin. You got it.
It's Psalms 50 and 16. In the NLT, it says, but the Most High says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees and pretending to obey my covenant? For you refuse my discipline and treat my words like trash.
Read that again, huh?
Psalms 50 and 16 in the NLT. But the Most High says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees and pretending to obey my covenant? For you refuse my discipline and treat my words like trash.
You see that about the decrees? One more time, that top line. You got it?
Come. Psalms 50 and 16.
That's heavy, man.
But the Most High says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees?
Right.
And pretending to obey my covenant.
So what he doing? He ain't dealing with the Lord decree, so what he doing? Read that.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Not righteous decrees, unrighteous decrees. One more time.
And that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
In Psalm 94:20, it say he framed mischief by law, man. He's in control of it. You know something? Oh, go ahead, what you got, bro?
This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25.
Yep.
And through his policy,
that's
also
dealing
he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
That's dealing with Antiochus.
Yeah. It says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart,
right.
And by peace shall destroy many.
Right.
And he shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
Right.
But he shall be broken without hand.
And that's what happened to Antiochus Epiphanes, man. When the Lord plagued him, and his flesh started falling away from him.
Right away, yeah.
And his army couldn't even stand to smell him, man. Hey, same thing happened to Herod, too. Worms coming out of his body, man.
Hey, that's very spiritual too, because the Lord is destroying this devil just like he did his forefathers from the inside out.
Right. Inside out, man. Hey, and when you read in that same chapter, Daniel 8, verse 10, verse 9 to 10, tell you that Antiochus, he just said he took down some of the stars, man. Who were those stars? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? It said the same thing in Revelation 12. That he took a third of the stars. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, man. With the Greek Empire and the Roman Empire, did the same thing, man. Now, what happened? Babylon the Great. We here. Now he took down all 12 of the stars. See, in the Greek Empire and the Roman Empire, it was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Now he got all 12 stars. Yeah, now you, hey, boy. Bro, whatever y'all got, man. Yeah, you got it. Bring them out, bro.
John 19 and 10. Then said Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee? Yahushua answered, Thou shouldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Therefore he that delivered thee unto me hath the greater sin.
Hey, that's heavy, man. You got it.
Baruch chapter 4.
Hey, so like the Lord say, I could have called down 12. He said more than 12 legions of angels. One of y'all can get that for me? Because he just say 12. He said I can call down more than 12 legions of angels. Or something like that. You got it all.
Mark 26 and 53. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father?
There it is.
And he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of
See,
angels?
he said more than 12, man. That's 84,000 plus. Oh, it's another verse that said, I forgot, I was just reading it today. It said all the angels coming with the Lord, man. They said the whole host of heaven is coming with Yahushua, man. And it said, what is that? In Jude, it say 10,000 times 10,000. And that's Daniel. And Daniel just say that. And in Jude, man. Hey, if the Lord finna send out 200 warheads, man, you know it gotta be more angels than that, man. 200 million? Right, man. You got it. Oh, you got another precept. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 4, verse 30. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve.
Right.
Miserable is she that received thy son. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting.
Man.
Long to endure. And she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look about toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Yahushua.
Right. Hey, and what did Solomon say? If they face the east and pray to thee,
that day.
Man,
that day.
Lo, thy sons come whom thou sentest away.
Right.
They come gathered together from the east to the west.
Oh, is that Isaiah 43? The Lord said, I will gather them from the west, from the north, the east, and the south, my sons and daughters, man. You got it.
By the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh Shah.
You got it up.
2nd Ezra, chapter 13. And I beheld, verse 3, verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
Right.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
Right. Man, bro, that's heaven, man. Like, I can tell you that some are going to get the ghost, man.
Right.
Hey, can you imagine a voice like many waters, man?
No, you go to the sea.
Come up here. Go ahead up.
Now you go to the sea and you just listen to the
the
waves crashing.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
loud.
It is.
You can feel it too.
Yeah. That
Man.
wind coming off of it too. Wow. Yeah.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
Man,
Like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire.
that's some lasers, man. That concentrated heat coming out them chariots, man. Tell you that in what Habakkuk 3, it said in his hand was horns, man. You go to the word horns, it means lasers, man. You got it.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain.
And that sea, for those that's new, that's watching, that's talking about the atmosphere, man. You coming from the heavens, man. That's water up there, man. You got it.
And flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not.
Hey, that's why apostles always say, when you read in Revelation 11 and 12, when they say they heard a voice from heaven saying, come up hither, and they entered up into heaven in a cloud. So how the apostles always say, Apostle Hart say, the elect will get beat up into Yahweh's chariot. Every other chariot gonna be for the destruction. You got it?
Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid.
And that's what the Lord got the spirit on these armies doing right now, man. They gathering for that great battle, man. They don't know what's going on. And the world don't know why these things kind of what it is with Ukraine, man. They don't understand. They don't know why the so-called white man get to use his tariffs and his embargoes and his sanctions. Well, I tell you in Revelation 16, these three unclean spirits, they came out of the mouth of the dragon, right? To do what? To gather every king of the nations, man. All their kingdoms and their armies to fight, man. This is all for a losing battle, man. Because you put your hands on the apple of the Lord's eye, man. This is all about the name of the Lord and his people, man. You got it.
And yet there's fight.
Right.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came.
That's another verse.
Yeah.
They know free will.
Yeah. Right.
That's another one.
Yeah. Right. That's it.
You got it, man. I called it too.
Yeah. That's it.
Let's go back to 8.
Yeah, you read it again.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid.
Right.
And yet durst fight.
Hey, Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
Hey, like Pharaoh, you know,
Right.
Pharaoh, he wanted to let the children of Israel go, but he couldn't because the Lord hardened his heart.
Right. Hey, that's crazy. 'Cause he was like, man, get me. His son, after this, go, man, get on.
Hey,
Nope.
can you imagine them niggas in them fighter jets looking at Yahweh's chariot? They gotta know they're gonna lose. They gotta know they're gonna
And
lose.
they show you the movie. That movie Skyline. There's a lot of those movies where they fighting the aliens. They come back, they be in those jets.
Jets, the fighter jets.
Man,
They know they're gonna lose.
They're gonna
Yup,
be praying
yup.
to Jesus.
They're gonna get a demonic response.
Verse 9.
And lo, as he saw the violence of